In a hot housing market, pre-construction condos sell out almost immediately, but a deposit doesn't always guarantee that the development will be completed. New measures are being introduced to warn people of these risks, but some say these efforts aren't enough to protect home buyers.
Prices of real estate were going up, and the same deposit that we used at that time wasn't enough to basically buy the same unit in the current market.
You may recall how earlier this year, Vaughan City Hall was packed with would-be homebuyers who had their dreams crushed when their developer abruptly canceled 2 projects. Over 1,600 pre-constructed condo units that were sold out in 2017 were axed more than 1 year later.
It's become a huge problem with the rising market over the last 5 years because developers are tempted to cancel these projects, ostensibly for lack of satisfactory financing.
Ted Charney is representing about 400 homebuyers against the Icona project cancellation in Vaughan. And this isn't the first time he's helping would-be homebuyers fight back. The class action litigator says this is a growing problem that's putting consumers at risk. Homebuilder regulator Tarion has taken notice, now adding a mandatory form to the agreement of purchase and sale for pre-construction condos, highlighting the potential risks of the projects, among other things, that it could be delayed or canceled.
It would have made a difference to me because then, I would have thought twice about it. I would have weighed my options.
When asked how a form like this protects homebuyers, Tarion said, quote, "The information sheet helps consumers because it highlights upfront important information regarding early termination conditions, timelines, and project status in the addendum to the purchase agreement. If a project is canceled, purchasers have protection under the Condominium Act, which ensures that their deposit will be returned, and if it's not, they can make a claim to Tarion."
All this document does is remind you that there's a clause in the contract that says the vendor can cancel if they can't get satisfactory financing, but it doesn't really expand on what that means, what the implications are.
Satisfactory financing. Charney calls this an escape clause for developers that overwhelmingly affects new purchasers. He says the rule allows builders to wait 2 to 3 years to cancel a project, using a clause that is discretionary.
If you're just one person and they cancel a whole project, what are you going to do when the vendor writes you a letter like they did on some of these projects and says, well, we couldn't get satisfactory financing? Then you find out next month they've got a whole new project on the same lot for twice the prices. Apparently they can get satisfactory financing now, but they couldn't before.
Charney says Tarion and our governments need to do more work.
This document doesn't solve anything.
He's hoping more regulations are introduced for builders and protections for buyers, and he knows where to start.
Let's just focus on the satisfactory financing, because that's the one that seems to be causing the most problems and is the condition that's open to the most abuse.
Charney tells City News that the provincial government is supposed to come out with more amendments to address these problems in the near future. For City News, I'm Faiza Amin.